Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I welcome you all on the behalf of Interact Academy. I am Qasim Nadeem, your mentor for this session. Today's session is all about what we have in Angular. Before starting up with the Angular, the slide introduction with myself. So I'm your instructor and mentor for the session. This is my professional life. Started professional life in 1989-90, and since then I'm working as started with the software engineering level. Then I jumped to the next 7 years I spent in low-level software engineering. Then I jumped to the networks and spent a decade in MCSE, CCNA, CCNP kind of a things. And since 2005, I'm with the HTML5, PHP, Java, Android, and a number of technologies, especially the front end and the web and the back end technologies. In the front end, I work with the web technologies named HTML5, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, Bootstrap, Angular, React, and so many others. And as for backend, I did with the PHP, Angular, Node.js, and kind of technologies. Currently, I'm working as a principal technologist and providing consultancy to the e-commerce and web industry. So this is me. I'll be your mentor for the rest of the session. So what is full stack and where Angular stands in the full stack? I hope you people are understanding. During the session, if somehow or sometime you feel that you're not understanding anything, you can put a question, you can write down the things in a chat window, and I'll answer. And we'll give you the time at the end of the session so you can answer, so you can talk to me, and if you have any questions, I'll answer you. In the market, we have a new emerging terminology named full stack. In web technologies, means whenever you see something over the web, it is due to the web technologies. Web means, for very easy words, in your browser, like Chrome, Internet Explorer, Edge, Safari, and any other one. Whatever you see in that window in the browser, what you see is due to the technologies called web technologies. So full stack terminology is all those technologies which make your web applications possible. For example, you people see like you have Gmail. You open a window, write down gmail.com, and a screen comes in front of you. And that screen brings an input box where you can write down your username and your email or password. And you press sign in, log in, and whatever the button over there. It goes to the backend, performs some actions, and brings data back to the screen. This entire thing, the front end, the backend processing, and and the result of that backend processing, you see something on your screen, your inbox, your outbox, your send items. So this entire thing is called web application. So whenever you want to make this web application at your own, you need bit of technologies. And for those technologies, you need, and those technologies are the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, Bootstrap, Node.js, SQL Server, Oracle, MongoDB, MySQL, the set of technologies. The combination of all these technologies is called full stack. The combination of all these technologies is known as full stack. So in full stack, this is one of the picture which describes what is full stack. We have this front end thing. Here we have a bit of technologies. And this is one of the technology names Angular, which is most demanded technology today in making front-end applications, means those applications which runs in your browsers. Then you have this database which stores your data. These cloud technologies which holds your front end, your databases, your back end. So these cloud technology means anything over the internet, which make it possible that whenever you write down yahoo.com, hotmail.com, gmail.com, or any other website, so what you write down, this thing goes to this cloud thing, internet. It finds where it resides, access that thing, and gives you and provides you response in your browsers. So this is the cloud technologies over there. And the backend. Backend are all those things, those softwares which are doing the processing at the backend. Why we will call it backend? Because you are not able to see these technologies. Whatever you see is this front end. This stays in front of your screen. And rest of the things, they are hidden to you. Hidden to you means that anyone who is using the application, he or she doesn't know what is going behind the scene. So the database technology is cloud, backend. So this is why we call it the backend thing. In backend, we have a number of technologies. These are popular icons. If you have never seen them before, this is Laravel, one of the framework with PHP, ASP.NET, Java, and the Python, and any other technology you use at the backend. So what we understand is the full stack means a person, anyone who labeled himself as full stack developer is a person who knows the front end, the databases, the cloud, and the backend as well. This person knows all these technologies. So as per listening, it seems difficult how one person knows these much technologies. We are not saying the full stack developer knows each and every technology exists in the front end, each and every technology here in the database, and similarly at the back end. No. The full stack developer knows one or two technologies from the front end, one or two databases, and one or two backend languages. So the person who knows all these things is known as full stack developer. What we are focusing today is we are focusing this Angular, which is a front end thing. In a full stack front end, we have all these technologies. Even your graphics, whenever you're working with a CorelDRAW, Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, Effects, Flash, or any other graphic software, actually you are working with the front end side. And when you're talking about the web, these are three necessary technologies of the web: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. We have jQuery, power up our applications, makes our web pages interactive and dynamic. Bootstrap beautifies our web pages, gives a professional look to our web pages. Similarly, the Angular. So this Angular falls in the front-end technologies of a full stack. Similarly, in the databases, the full stack databases are MySQL, MongoDB, SQL Server, or any other database which is a database which serves us in our making application. So any DBMS which serves which helps us making an application falls in the full stack. So few are in front of you. MongoDB is especially for the big data thing. SQL Server, a Microsoft solution for the data management, data handling, and MySQL is one of the backend language of Facebook. Although Facebook is now migrated from this MySQL right now, but this is one of the DBMS which played a vital role in making this application popular. So actually, Facebook starts with the PHP and MySQL things, although they are migrated in the technologies today. And these are technologies. I've already given you a bit of understanding of the backend things: the .NET, ASP.NET, Python, Node, ASP.NET, PHP, and Laravel, and many of other backend technologies. So as I told you earlier, the backend technologies is for making our web pages possible, which actually process whenever we want to make an application, we always need this backend technology. Not all of them. We need one of the technology when we are making our applications. Applications means, as I already given you an example of Gmail. Similarly, most of the people in Pakistan, they know the Daraz.pk. So Daraz.pk is a web application. For that web application, what we need some technology which you see in front of your screen. They're using Angular in making their front ends. They're using Java for the back end, and some of the DBMSs for their storing data. This is a bit of who we are, the Interact Academy. And now we are jumping on the Angular contents. These are the contents. When we start with the session, when we go into actually studying the things, we go through all these things. And right now I'm just skipping this thing and I'm coming over here. What is Angular? Angular is a JavaScript framework. Most of the time you hear this terminology framework. Framework is anything, a pre-built structure which helps you in making your application. For example, the very real life example is when you go to buy some unstitched clothes. You go in a market, you buy some suit. in that suit, you have few things. The salesman says that this is for the making your front, and this thing is to making your back, and this is from the your what do you say uh, for sleeves, and similarly for your shalwars. So they provide number of things in that suit, and they're already they have the laces, they have some special buttons on it. So they provide all the things in a pack. Similarly, this is actually they provide the basic structure. In past, like a 10 to 15 years back, you have to choose all the things that you put these things on your sleeves, you put this thing in front of your shirt, you put this thing on the back, you go and find out in the market. And what they do right now is they provide all the things in one collection. So the framework is playing a similar role. Framework provides you all the things you need in that application. So you don't have to start from the scratch. You have a pre-built thing, and you start on that pre-built thing. So the application building will become easy. So Angular is a product provided by JavaScript. JavaScript is one of the most popular language over the web. So mother of Angular is a JavaScript actually. A team behind the Angular technology is Google. This framework was actually encountered number of problems we have in a single page application. I know there are too many terminologies today in our session, but we do not have any choice. We have to go through, we have to understand these terminologies if we want to understand the Angular. But I'll try to give a real life example so you can understand easily. What is single page application? Single page application means an application which runs in your browser. So anyone who knows the applications before time, what they say is every application runs in a browser. And by saying an application running in a browser, what I mean is my browser is processing that application completely. The current infrastructure of an application is like this. You have this thing. On a front end, let me change the font a little bit. So you have something for the front end, the layout, which comes in your browser. This is your browser side. You have this front end, which you see in the browsers. Your application has other pieces like the DB, and for instance, we have Node. Node is a language which processes our data, and DB. So the applications what we are aware of is actually we have something over here. It processes over here in a server. This is my server side. DB and node, they actually performs the entire actions at the server side, creates output, and returns that output to the front end. And you see all the things in a browser. Whenever you need a change, your front end goes towards the back end, it processes it again, and sends back that thing to the front. So this cycle goes and goes and goes. What we are saying when we are saying that we are making an application, single page application which runs in a browser, we mean that this is our browser. This is our browser. We get all the things what we need on our application, and that is our data from the database here to the front end in our browser, and browser process that application. Let's take an example. It is a bit technical when I'm talking to you like this. You need a pizza. The one way of having pizza is you order a pizza from your home. You are sitting on a front end in a browser. You order a pizza to some company. That company comes up with the pizza. As a result, they bake pizza at their premises, and when it gets ready, they send that pizza to you. This is an ordinary trend of making web applications. You need something, you request from the browser, this request goes to the web server. Web server processes that application and returns the entire output into your browser. So you get the pizza at your home. Another way is you ordered a pizza. What they do is they do not bake that pizza. You order a pizza, they receive your order, server side receives your order, the company receives your order, they gather all the ingredients of that pizza and provide you unbaked everything at your home. And now it's your responsibility to bake that pizza. Means you put that thing in an oven, but you have all the things ready at your end. What you have is you have that cheese, you have the chicken, and you have all the rest of the things, the dough and everything. So what they do is they send all the things to you. Your browser receives all the things and process it. So similarly in Angular, what we do is we request something, server side sends everything what we need is towards our web browser, and our web browser processes that application. So what is the benefit of this technical thing I talked to you? How you get benefit of this? Why the entire web world is behind this technology named Angular? Why it's so popular technology? The reason is what Angular does is it saves our time. If for every request I go to the server, similarly, take another example, maybe that clarifies this concept more to you. We as a child, for our every demand, what we have to do is we have to go to our father. I need this, I go to father. He processed that thing, either this is better for me or not, and he responds me, okay, you can do this, you can take this, you can eat this. For everything, what I have to do is I have to go to my father, or after I go to my parents, and they decide, they process that thing and returns the output to me that, okay, this is what you need. Another way is, for fulfilling my needs, what my father does is he actually provides. If I need a money, if I need something else, he provides or she provides. Anyone who's take caring at a parental side provides those things to me. So now what I have to do is I have to take decision at my own. Either I do this or not, I eat this or not, I wear this or not. So this decision becomes fast. In the case of when I have to request the father, so father or my parents take their own time, process, and then returns me, because they have other childs. They are also requesting to the parent. They are processing their request as well and responding to every child. So they take their time. But when I have everything what I need to process my requests at my own, in my pocket or with me, so what I do is I actually process those things fast. I can decide fast. So similarly, Angular is performing the thing. Server side provides all the things to the web browser, and now everything executes in a browser. So for every request, Angular has not to go to the server side. Angular performs at its own, decides in our web browser. Either I do this, for example, we are making a game like chess. Chess do not need the interaction of the server. What we do is, in a chess, we have a chart and we have different 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 shapes with us, like the horse and the king and the queen, and we have to move all these things on a board. So once all of the stuff of processing these requests, server side sends to the browser, and now browser, at the browser side, browser decides to how to process this thing. So the processing coming fast, the process is getting fast. So this is why Angular is popular. Although I know it will be a bit difficult thing for you as beginners, if you are the ultimate beginners of or ultimate learners who are listening or want to understand these things first time. I try to give the real-time examples, but still I know this is a bit difficult. But if we join session, it will be a wonderful thing, and I'll try to let you understand how Angular is working and how Angular is beneficial for us. There are a few questions when we are with the Angular. Either I can start Angular directly, or do I need something before starting up the Angular? Yes, I need to know a bit of web before starting with the Angular, but in a session we cover that thing. We give the basics, the bit of start, what we need in our application, like bit of understanding of the HTML and CSS, and bit of JavaScript as well. So it will be easy for us to start up with the Angular. But these are the prerequisites. We have to know the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript before starting up with the Angular, so we can make an application useful and helpful, the ultimate application which market needs actually. So this has a prerequisite. Angular needs a prerequisite. We have to be passed on through the prerequisite. Another question, either it is easy to start up with this Angular? Yes, it's easy. Anyone who have 2 to 3 hours per day, he or she can do this Angular. And there is a very strong market behind. And if you want to be a professional, if you want to be a front-end developer, if you want to stake in a market, you want to find out jobs, or even you want to do the freelancing thing, all those job markets needs the Angular today. We need Angular today. Everything what we have is in every web application, we need bit of Angular. In most of the cases, we need Angular. So every comparatively big website needs the Angular person. So we have a very big market. A lot of trends are moving towards the Angular. So either you want to do the freelancing or you want to do the development at your own. You want to make some web application. You want to do the job. Angular is there to serve you. So in today's session, I tried to explain the Angular and how you start up with. So now I'm end up with the Angular, what Angular is, and now I request you, if you have any questions, so you can ask. If you have any questions, you can ask. Yes, we can start up immediately. One of the questions
Yeah, we can.
Yes, Atika, you have any question?
No, I don't have any question. I just want you to continue the Angular if someone is not asking any question.
If you want to ask something, I'm available. Find me available.
Okay, I'll connect with you.
Thank you very much. We are starting up session like around 20th of the February.
Okay.
So we let you know all when we are starting with the session.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone, staying with us. This is very fast intro of the Angular. We have a lot more things in the Angular. I request you all to join that session. It will be a wonderful experience for you all that you have this training, the Angular training, which is the most demanding front-end web technology today. So thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back with another orientation and the classes as well. Thank you very much for the time.